Hi, my name is Sashv,
Hi, my name is Sean.
and we'll be presenting Untoxicated.
Drunk drivers like this are involved in millions of fatal car crashes each year. One bad decision can lead to a lifetime of consequences, and people know this yet still drive under the influence due to intoxication, leading to hundreds of millions of cases each year. In the US alone, 29 people are killed in alcohol-related car crashes every day, and more than 10,000 every year, all of which are completely preventable. As the number one killer on the road, drunk driving accidents cost nearly $45 billion and countless precious lives, which is why we want to target this issue.
Well, we've devised a mobile app integrated with a Bluetooth-controlled switch that functions in three different stages. First is diagnosing drinking, second is testing for sobriety, and third is taking action accordingly. Let's deep dive into how Untoxicated functions. There's a cross-platform mobile app which accomplishes the first two parts of the three-stage plan. It communicates with a Bluetooth-controlled switch to lock the car if a user is deemed an unsafe driver because of excessive drinking.
The first component of our invention is prevention, in which we developed a Bluetooth-controlled switch. The battery terminal connector of the Bluetooth-controlled switch is connected to the existing battery cable extension cord in the vehicle and the lead terminals of that battery. Upon command from the app, the Bluetooth module in the Bluetooth control switch can toggle the Bluetooth control switch to interrupt electricity flow in the circuit and prevent drivers from even starting the car.
Now, you can look at this small data set of faces and of course notice variances in how easy it is to tell if someone is really drunk. Our app automates this entire process. To accomplish diagnosis, our app uses a geolocation application program interface in conjunction with data from cell towers and Wi-Fi nodes in proximity to the user to detect if the user is near a bar. If they are within 20 feet of a bar for more than 15 minutes, we assume they've been drinking and send a signal to lock the BCS. If a user opts out of location permissions, they can voluntarily indicate that they've been drinking, which will lead to the same locking of the BCS. Our app contains 4 distinct tests. First is motor cognition verification through augmented reality, where users identify simulated objects in their surroundings so we can see how well the user's common functionality is working. Next is OpenCV structural decomposition, where users mimic yoga or exercise poses that strain their stability because drunk individuals report significantly lower levels of stability than sober ones. Third is testing for facial drooping or speech slurring through an audio-visual neural network by users simply recording a speech. And finally is a convolutional neural network to test pupil distortion since individuals who are drunk have dilated pupils. Users take a selfie and we use image segmentation to zoom in on the pupil. Our app is built off of the following user experience flow. We've already accumulated the datasets needed for our machine learning models, implemented the augmented reality technology, and have done extensive research on the efficacy of every aspect of our app.
Moving on, we have the strategies and frameworks that Untoxicated uses. First off, we have the 6-path framework. Untoxicated strategically follows the 6-path framework, which allows us to successfully identify different ways to look at the market and cover untapped opportunities.
There are 2 prominent current market alternatives, with the first one being breathalyzer devices. These devices are only installed in the cars of people who have already been convicted of drunk driving, which means they are proactive rather than reactive and only happen after an accident has already occurred. Additionally, there are many ways to bypass it. Studies have found that they don't work over 50% of the time. Second is infrared sensors, wherein studies have proved that people don't like this technology because they find it to be super invasive. It can also be blocked with common items such as aluminum foil. Untoxicate is significantly better because 1, it's easy to install. It's much more proactive since there is no conviction requirement to install this. It's automated since it's on a mobile app, directly sending a signal to the BCS. And it's also significantly more comprehensible, which means it's harder to bypass.
Untoxicated eliminates plenty of industry factors, such as the expensive cost of preventing drunk driving, a lengthy installment process as seen with ignition interlocks, making these prevention measures accessible to everyone. Untoxicated also raises the standard for safety for all other drivers on the road, effectively reducing first-time DUI accidents and creating more accuracy and protection with our modern, future-proof technology. Untoxicated's target market is all drivers who are at risk for drinking and driving. However, more specifically, we target our current market in the age demographic of younger drivers aged 21 to 24 who account for roughly 30% of all fatal crashes. Our soon-to-be Tier 1 customers are the majority of the driving population, which infrequently drinks and is wary that they might slip up. Our refusing Tier 2 customers are teetotalers, or people who abstain from drinking. Last but not least, Untoxicated utilizes the buyer utility map to identify the full range of utility spaces that our product can fill.
And we'll make money through our company distribution model as we've already begun communication with Ford about implementation viability and started the patent filing process. Thank you for listening to our presentation.